Good afternoon, my YouTube viewers. Basically, I just wanted to make a quick video. I don't know how long I'm going to be able to make it for, but today is Tuesday, and I had a special occasion to wear a dress. So since it's towards the end of March, I decided to wear a woolen dress. So this top I'm wearing, it actually goes all the way down to a dress. I'm wearing black tights and black tennis shoes, and the reason for that is because I work in a hospital and I have to do a lot of walking, and whenever I do a lot of walking I can't wear heels and things like that, so I wear tennis shoes even when I'm wearing a dress. So I did my assessment today. I helped out, so that meant I got up early this morning, and when I got up early this morning we went to the hospital and got breakfast. So I went into the door where I work and I told my man I work for, I said, well, I'm here, but I'm getting some breakfast. So we got breakfast, and then at 8:30 I went and took all the papers and everything that I've spent the past week and a half preparing, and I carried him to the training center, the training and education center. And then basically what I did was I had to carry it all myself. I took a wrong turn, and because I took a wrong turn I had to carry it longer, and it was hard because I'm just a little lady, not very good health, and it was hard for me to do it. And I should have asked one of the porters to help me because they're a good 40 years younger than me, more than capable of carrying those boxes. But anyway, so I got in and the room was full of people. There were people from Human Resources and people from portering and my manager, and I was there helping. And so basically that's all I did was help. I did the name tags, made sure everybody had a name tag. I'm the one that put together all the materials to actually have the assessment day. I've been doing that for 10 days or a week and a half. And then so everybody, made sure everybody had a name tag. And then they had exercises they had to do. And then so I made sure that they had the documents that they needed to carry out these exercises. And so that's what I had to do. And then they had to take tests, an English test and a math test. And so basically I had to pass out the English test and the math test. And I had to give them, make sure everybody had a pen. And I gave them paper, so if they wanted to write things down on a piece of paper, they could. And so we sat there while they were taking the test. And then so basically I had to grade the English literature, the literary test. It wasn't on English literature, it was just how well you can read and understand English. And my manager is grading the math test. And so when everybody left, they were all talking, and my manager wanted to take his documents to the office to mark them, but I was already in the process of marking, so I said that I just wanted to stay in that room and finish marking. So that's what I did. I stayed in the room and I finished marking. And so basically I'm back in the office now. I finished marking, back in the office, and so I'm going to leave in about an hour, a little more than an hour. So I'll have like 2 days work instead of one, because I'm supposed to be working part-time. And so I'll work tomorrow, and then I won't work on Thursday because I have to get my mammogram. And I'm just so depressed. I mean, I'm so depressed. I don't know what's going to happen. I think that business last week where I thought that we had resolved it, and I thought that we'd drawn a line under it and we were trying to move forward, and then this went to the Depression Expression coffee morning, and my boyfriend was talking to people about it, and just it seems like he just doesn't want to drop it, doesn't want to let it drop, you know. And I understand that my friend is vulnerable. He's not the criminal that they're trying to make him out to be. He's a vulnerable person. He has problems with boundaries. He needs to work on the boundaries. And I'm so depressed. I don't know what's going to happen to my relationship, because obviously I don't talk about a lot of my relationship issues on YouTube, obviously because my boyfriend watches the videos. But there's things about my relationship that could be better. And I remember one time my boyfriend was actually talking to this lady at the bus stop, and she was saying, yes, I've been with my boyfriend for 20 years. We've been together 20 years. It hasn't been all plain sailing. We've had our problems. And then my boyfriend said, yeah, we've had our problems too. And I asked him, I said, why did you say that to her later on? We were on the bus, and I said, why did you say that to her? Why did you say that we've had our problems too? You know, I said, I thought we had a good relationship. But obviously, you know, my boyfriend's telling people we've had our problems too. Well, right now, it is a problem. Right now, there is a problem, because I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with my relationship. I haven't really discussed a lot about my relationship on YouTube, but there's lots of things that, you know, I think could be improved. And so honestly, I don't know where my relationship is going. And so yesterday I saw my autistic friend, and then he said, I was telling him about what happened last week, because obviously I was upset. And one thing he said to me, he said, well, you know, you only like to go out with really lowly educated men. Those are the only kind of men you're attracted to. And I said, no, that's not true. I said, I would go out with highly educated men, but they don't want to go out with me. You know, so what am I going to do? I'm going to save myself. And then again, as soon as they find out, it doesn't matter whether it's true or not, as soon as they find out that I've been given a diagnosis of a mental illness, thanks to my former employer, Foster Wheeler, and my neighbors, they're not going to be interested. So what am I supposed to do? Save myself for some highly educated guy who's not going to be interested in me as soon as he's found out I have a diagnosis of a mental illness. And I did like my boyfriend. My boyfriend is very good looking. He's a very good looking man, and I did like him. We had a lot of problems with his daughter, and I did have discussed what his daughter did in the previous videos, because that is all that stuff has come up now, because his daughter is really nasty, and she goes around talking about people and trying to cause trouble for people and trying to get people kicked out of the family and stuff like that. And that's exactly what my boyfriend was doing to my dyslexic friend. He was talking about him to the most inappropriate person, trying to get him kicked out of the coffee morning. It just makes me ill. I really don't know what's going to happen with my relationship, because I can't cope with this situation that he would be involved in something like that. It was done to me when I was harassed out of Foster Wheeler. My friends talked about me, and they took Foster Wheeler's side. Yeah, I got underneath my bed, I got a whole lever arch file full of documents where I was trying to get to the bottom of the business with Foster Wheeler, and to the bottom of the business with my flat being vandalized. And didn't get anywhere. Nobody ever paid any notice to me. But one thing that did happen is I was looking at Facebook, and there was this girl, a lady now, and I think in 1999 or 1997 or something like that, she called the FBI, and she complained about this guy, Jeffrey Epstein, and the FBI just put the phone down on her. And now, 30 years later, when all this stuff has come out, she's suing the FBI for $100 million because they put the phone down on her when she phoned the FBI and complained about him. And that's pretty much what happened to me was I did contact the FBI about what Foster Wheeler was doing, along with the SEC, that Security Exchange Commission. And I did contact the FBI about my flat being vandalized and stuff like that, because it was a criminal network doing it. Did I ever hear anything from them? No. And then, but I don't know, with this business with Foster Wheeler, come to find out that, well, Foster Wheeler was a corrupt company. Foster Wheelers had to pay millions of dollars and millions of pounds in fines for their corrupt business practices. And that's just their corrupt business practices. That's not how they treated their employees. So come to find out, with regard to Foster Wheeler, I was right. It was true that they're a very corrupt company. Did anybody ever come back? Anybody ever give me any comeback? No. And then so far, like the where I live, I do think that where I live, they had something to do with my flat being vandalized. And I think that they wanted to terrorize me to the point to where I would have a heart attack or a stroke, and then they could collect on the insurance money. That is what I think. But did anybody pay any notice to me? No. So I've been victimized. I have been vilified. My friends have talked about me and turned their back on me. And so I know what it's like. I'm a vulnerable person too. And so I cannot abide by people getting involved with harassing vulnerable people, which is what they did to my dyslexic friend. And so now, very depressed. I don't know what's going to happen with my relationship, because I'm so depressed about it all. I really don't know. So next week is supposed to be our anniversary, our 11-year anniversary. We'll have made it 11 years, so I don't know what's going to happen in that regard. So I'm going to go ahead and close this video. So thank you so much for watching my video, and watch this space. If you like my video, please like and subscribe, and it means a lot to me for people to subscribe to my videos and watch them.